counting of one of the best programs on this planet. Happy 50th anniversary.
I am thrilled to be a part of the legacy of trailblazing scholars from this department, and I am looking forward to seeing the department continue to flourish in the future.
A department that was more like a home at Harvard for me, and that completely transformed my life.
I feel honored and privileged to be able to engage in this kind of pedagogy and learning on a daily basis. And that's all thanks to AAAS. I couldn't do this without the knowledge and wisdom I received from the best in the field, meaning professors, fellow students, and administrators in AAAS.
My experience there was one of self-discovery. It was a place where I finally was able to find the words to articulate my experiences as a young African American woman from the South of the United States. And from there, I was able to find my voice.
As much as my professors taught me about the field, how to read, how to write, the public impact of studying African American history and culture, I learned just as much from my fellow students.
I will be graduating from Oxford University with my PhD in education policy this year. And I know none of that would have been possible had it not been for the amazing mentors who were intellectual stalwarts and exemplars for me in the department.
Harvard AFRAM offered me tremendous role models of academic leadership, of critical scholarship, of dedicated teaching, of excellence, and institution building against the odds.
It helped me to put my experience in perspective and yet understand that there are different perspectives, but we all are one.
AFRAM gave me the ability to speak with confidence about the depth and breadth of the African American experience in particular. It gave me the ability to tie that to the African experience and to carry that throughout my professional career.
I don't know how else I would have had the opportunities that I've been afforded since graduating and entering racial justice spaces and work and organizations. That never would have happened without the support, the tutelage, the community of the Department of African American Studies.
I will always remember is that it was in the African American Studies department where I first received any serious attention as a student from a faculty member. And I think the other concentrators felt the same.
It was my faculty who made me love Black Studies.
We were all given the space to grow intellectually, and it provided the framework for many of my pursuits after. I continued after college as a community organizer and activist, working on events like the Million Man March. I pursued graduate studies in history at Columbia University, working with the late Manning Marable as the manager of his Malcolm X project.
Both of my novels were published with HarperCollins. Both of them are historical fiction. Both of them were significantly influenced by my degree at Harvard. I can't say enough about what that experience meant for me.
I definitely feel the impact of my learning in undergrad. I feel empowered and as an ambassador to make positive changes in the African American community, to help serve and educate and strengthen and improve and uplift my community.
And to bear history and anthropology and all the various factors into decision making has been very instrumental and played a huge role in my success.
It was really helpful to be able to learn both history, culture, race, all of the things that I think would be valuable for anyone to learn, but especially someone growing up Black in America.
I want to thank those who came before me, the late 60s and 70s, who got this department started, and those who were there from my era who grew it so significantly, and those who are there now who are continuing to grow it.
Audre Lorde, James Baldwin, Lorraine Hansberry, and I realized that I needed to spend time in the department. it was filling a gap in my education and my political coming of age.
Afro-AM, which it was called at that time, was a haven for me. In a world that doesn't always call for creativity and free thinking, it was a place where I could open my mind.
My now husband, Oludamni, and I met while I was at Harvard, and he was a graduate student in the department. We have since been married for 5 years, and we have a 3-year-old son. So the department really has a family of fans.
With Dr. Gates's help, some of us went to South Africa together in the summer of 1993 to do voter education work ahead of the country's first free elections.
I want to thank you for introducing me to East Africa, which continues to be such an important part of my life and career, and for teaching me to challenge every level of American society in pursuit of racial justice and equity, particularly in the world of healthcare. Here's to the next 50 years.
So thank you, AFAM department, and here's to 50 plus more years of doing the work and teaching the people.
A group of us decided to protest, and we went into University Hall and we sat in one evening. It was about 7 or 8 of us, and we were joined by dozens of others outside over the course of the evening. The administration vacated the building. They deemed us some kind of menace. The cops came in, they took our pictures. I was thinking about my FBI file. And at the end of the night, we came out, and it didn't seem like we really made much of a difference. But shortly thereafter, Professor Gates was hired, Professor Appia, Professor West, and suddenly we had a viable department.
It is truly an honor to celebrate 50 years with this department.